Hey, welcome to the channel. I really appreciate you guys being here. If you've been watching the show for the last show, did I say show? Channel. If you've been watching it for the last couple of weeks, you know I'm at a cattle ranch, and you may have noticed I've got a new brand change and logo change. And if you're looking at the bottom of your screen, one side or the other, you're going to see a new logo, which I kind of intended for it to evoke the image of a cattle brand. And so while I was here, I thought, heck, why not make a cattle brand that kind of looks like that logo? So I picked up at a big box store some flat bar and a metal rod, and I'm just going to hold it up here just to give you a sense of the thickness. And it was 1/8 of an inch thick. I got that thickness so that I could more easily bend it. And also picked up a welder. Anyway, it's called a Forney welder. It's a FCI 140, which stands for flux core.
The flux capacitor.
Flux capacitor.
What does it stand for? Induction. Induction welder. So, and the thing about that is it has no gas, so it's very safe. And this is, truth be told, this is my first welding project in over 40 years. As a 7th grader, I had shop class and I made a metal trivet for my mom. Why they let a 7th grader use an acetylene torch is beyond me, but it was the 70s after all, and no telling what they were smoking.
Right back. And then one more of these right on top of cannonball. Cannonball coming.
So this is my first project since the 7th grade, and it was a lot of fun. And just before I film this intro, I just thought for a minute, if I had only used a threaded rod and a threaded sleeve here, then I could actually unthread the handle, and then this would become a metal trivet again. So it's like it all comes full circle. It's all stitched together. So anyway, I hope you stick around. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be hot. Thanks.
Okay, so the first thing I wanted to do was to create the outer circle. So I made a mark on the pipe form and I laid it along the flat bar. And I really didn't have to do that for the other letters. That was just kind of the exception. And I don't have all the tools I would normally have at home, but I did have a reciprocating saw and I put a metal cutting blade and made my cuts. And the cuts for the lettering would be almost identical to this method. The R in my last name was a little trickier. I had to do a little bending for that. And I'm showing how to bend the metal. You don't have to use a plumber's torch. I wanted to demonstrate that if you do have flat bar that's thicker than 1/8 inch and you're having trouble bending it around the form, you can use this plumber's torch to heat it up and make it softer so you can bend it. And then the process is just to keep moving that flat bar within the pipe form until you do have a complete circle. And then I'm going to take the circle over to the welding area and just enclose the circle, and that's the new Forney welder on the right, and it was great. And I didn't really think about the fact that the brand itself was so small, and it meant the lettering inside the brand was small too, so it was a little bit of a challenge. It felt like that game of Operation. You had to be really delicate with the letters to get them to stand up long enough for you to make the weld. And here I'm getting some good practice in welding, so that was very beneficial just to keep doing that. And then I got the rod I mentioned in the intro, and that was going to be the handle for the branding iron. And I know a lot of welders are going to look at my brand and say it's a little messy, and it is. I definitely need to clean it up a little bit, but first weld in over 40 years, and I had a lot of fun, and I really appreciate you guys hanging out.
As the great Nelly once said, it's getting hot in here. And then something about taking all your clothes off or something. But anyway, ignore that part.
I said